Well, y'all, we're getting ready to fix a meal with all the veggies that I got out of the garden in the last video. And I'm going to show you how to fix a one-pot meal, especially in this hot weather, so you don't have to heat up the whole house with everything. So, we're going to start out. Wait a minute, I forgot one ingredient. I got to find it. I got it right here. My celery. And it doesn't matter that it's still frozen. Doesn't matter at all that it's still frozen, because it will definitely thaw out when I start cooking. I'm going to go ahead and put probably a third of a cup of celery in here. I'm just guessing at it because it doesn't really matter how much. If you like a lot, put a lot. If you don't like a lot of celery, then don't. But that is that celery that came out of the garden. I dropped a piece of celery in the floor. I didn't want to step on it. Since it's frozen, I might go flying across the floor. Now, I've got my cutting board because I've got some onion here. And I've got a little bit of bell pepper, about a quarter of a cup. We'll go ahead and turn that on and get it going. While I cut up my onion. I'm just dicing my onion up. Go ahead and throw this one in. I'm going to start working on some of my Egyptian walking onions. I want to get that last little brown looking cover off. There you go. This fattest one, I'm just going to chop it down the long way and then start cutting it, just dicing it up, just like I did the other ones. See, we're putting a little bit of the green top in here too. That's all going in the pot. Oh, I had a little bit of bacon grease in the pot that I'm browning this with. You can add olive oil if you'd like. I'll probably add a little bit of olive oil. I don't think there's quite enough in there. But quite enough oil. Even though I got the bacon grease in there. A couple of tablespoons of olive oil. on my fingers. I'm going to go ahead and cut up this other small onion. I may not need that other one, the big one. Because that'll be 2 little ones and then those Egyptian walking onions that are in there. That may be enough. Just depends on how much you like onions, I guess. And I've got garlic, and I've got some fresh garlic that I had gotten out of the garden from last year. And you know, we just kind of squish it, and that gets all the outside hull off of it. It breaks it loose from it, so it's so much easier to get the hull off of it. You do need to cut the end of it off, though. I forgot that. It's been a while since I used fresh garlic, so. It pretty much comes right out of the hull whenever you just cut off the end of it like that, and then give it a good tap. That garlic comes right out of the hull, or the hull comes off the garlic, put it that way. And then all I'm going to do is just kind of dice it up a little bit. Don't have to dice it up too much, because you know, when garlic cooks, it turns to mush, and it basically disintegrates in your dish. So that was 3 cloves of garlic, fresh garlic. Yeah, this is what I call a meal in one pot, or one pot meal. That probably sounds better as one pot meal. But while that is, yeah, I don't think I'm going to need this onion. I don't want too much onion in there. I'm going to go ahead and, I've already cleaned my carrots that I gathered in the yard. I'm just going to slice them up the size I want to go in this recipe. And I'll just put them in this container right here till we get ready for them. We can do this while the onions are sauteing a little bit. That made quite a few carrots, I'll tell you. Here's one of them big ones. I might quarter it because it's so big. I don't want my carrot chunks to be so big it takes too long for them to cook. Quarter the carrot and then start slicing. And I think the slices will be okay, as long as I don't get them too thick. As long as I don't get them too thick. Gonna have quite a few carrots in it. I might accidentally save a few of these carrots for another dish. I don't have to put them all in there. Okay, I'll finish my carrots in a minute. Right now I've got a pound of ground beef that I had thawed out from the freezer. You know, I buy mine by the big packages, and then I cut the packages apart. And store it. I think the 3 pound, I think it's 3 pounds I buy at a time when they have it on special, because you get it a little bit cheaper than buying it 1 pound at a time. And then I just cut it up into 3 sections and freeze it like that. This is going to be so good, y'all. I can't wait. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And I think basically everything that's going to go in this dish was out of the garden, except for the ground beef and my potatoes. Everything else is coming from the garden. Get all of it out of this tube. I'm just breaking it up. It's easier this way than it is for me to put a big hunk in the pot and then try to break it up in the pot. I grew up with some of the best cooks in the world. And they always got their hands in everything. You know, I mean, sometimes it's not good till you get your hands in it. Get rid of this. Now we're just going to brown our ground beef in here with our onions and our celery and our garlic. And I know most of you love to see the pot. You like to see the pot, but I don't know. Let's see if I can get over here so you can see the pot, what's in the pot. Well, you can see it a little bit, maybe. There. Turn it up a little bit. Remember, we got celery, we got Egyptian walking onions, we got regular white onions in here. We got 3 garlic cloves crushed. about a quarter of a cup of bell pepper, and a pound of ground beef that we're browning. I am going to add just a little bit of pepper. I like black pepper and stuff. A little bit of salt. Not much. I might add more later. But this is one of my favorites as far as a one-pot meal. Now let's let that kind of do its thing, and I'll get back over here and finish what I started, because I've got to finish cutting my carrots. Whoops. I was wondering what was wrong with that thing, and I had it sitting on a hump, and it kept spinning around with me. There. I got to finish cutting my carrots, and I got some potatoes I'm going to cut. But you know what? I think that's going to be plenty of carrots right there. I'll save these other ones for something. I can boil them and fix them in another dish. I've got potatoes right now I need to do something with. So I've got two. And if you know anything about cooking, you know your red potatoes are the best to put in this. But I'm just using what I have, and that's the white potatoes. I'm not going to add the potatoes till last, because it doesn't take that much time for these white potatoes to cook. And I don't want them to fall apart. I want them to stay in a chunk, you know. I really need my exhaust fan on. And I forgot to turn it on, but I'm starting to get a little warm in here. Over here. I don't want my potatoes too big, but I don't want them too small either. I want a pretty good sized chunk. Let's see. What can I put these in? Because I want to keep them in water so they don't turn dark until I get ready to cook them. Because you know, potatoes, when you have them out after you've cut them, they'll have a tendency to start turning dark on you. So I like to take them out and put them in a bowl of water after they're cut. So they're ready to go when I'm ready to put them in my dish, and they don't turn dark colors on me. There's a little piece. Get off the end of that. wash them again. And that is cold water that I'm putting them in. Now I've got some okra here. Ooh, that's too hard. Now that one's good. I may not have a whole lot of okra to go in there if all of it, part of it's going to be tough. We'll see. And I don't dump it all in the sink. But that's a good okra right there. And that's little, but it's tough. That one is too. I think this one will be all right. That other little one fell in there, and I didn't intend for it to go in there. I know it's a tender one. That's too tough. Well, it looks like I'm only going to have 2 or 3 of the okra that's going to be tender enough. But I guess that'll be good. I don't want it full of okra anyway. But I did want some okra in there. And I guess that'll be plenty. I think I got everything cut up I need to cut up. Now, I got a bag here. I'm putting all of my scraps in so I can just take them out to the compost bin and just dump the bag and throw the bag away. That way I don't even have to wash that compost bucket. You know, it's neat to have it, I guess, but it just, to me, it gives me added work. Because I don't have to wash that bag after I empty it. I can just throw it out. Let's check on our pot over here. Oh yeah, it's browning nicely. Because you want it to brown a little bit, because it brings out a really good flavor not only in your onions, but in your meat, your beef. Okay, I got chili powder somewhere, and I forgot to get it out. I want cinnamon. I don't want the thyme. There it is. Chili powder. I like chili powder in my meat recipes, especially ground beef. I probably put about a half a teaspoon of it in there. I'm going to add onion powder. You know, it doesn't work too good to do it that way, so I'm just going to use a spoon. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of onion powder. Probably half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm also going to put a little bit of chicken bouillon. If I'd had chicken broth, I would use the chicken broth, but I don't have any, so this is the next best thing. I got a teaspoon of that in there. And I think that'll do it with the spices. Move that over here out of the way. Y'all, I've got to turn this exhaust fan on before I die in here. Now, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these tomatoes. I've already washed them. I took the stems off of them. The bigger cherry tomatoes I cut in half. I sliced in half. And those other bigger tomatoes I just cut in quarters. I did not peel them or anything. Did not peel them or anything. And I'm going to put them right here in this mixer. All those little cherry tomatoes and those little grape tomatoes. I just washed them good, made sure the stems were off. There was no bad tomatoes in there. You can see there's one that I quartered that was a bigger tomato. Probably won't even need all of these. May not, I don't know. We'll see after I get them liquefied down. I could have put my other bigger food processor over there. Now I wanted to tell you, if you're making a sauce, you can cook your tomatoes first before you do this if you didn't peel them. Or you can do this first if you don't want to liquefy the rest of your dish. You can just put your tomatoes in your blender, liquefy them. That cuts up all those peelings and everything, and you don't even know the peelings are in there. That might be mixed good enough. I don't know if we'll need more tomatoes than this or not, but that's about a half of a pitcher full. I don't know how, I can't see the measurements on it. Measurements are right there, but I can't see it. Let's see, there's measurements on this side too. Well, maybe I can see it after I dump them out. But I'm just going to put my tomatoes right in there. I thought it would tell you how many cups, but it tells me everything but what I want to know. I think it shows about 4 or 5 cups. I don't know. We'll mix these up and see if we need to add any more tomatoes. Yeah, I'll add some more. Because I want the majority of my liquid to be tomatoes. I don't want it to be water. So that's why I'm doing this. I'd rather put the tomatoes in there than to have the water. But you can see the ones I had cut in half or cut in 4 pieces. But most of them are still the little cherry tomatoes and the grape tomatoes that we picked. I'm going to go ahead and put all of them, because I figured it would take all of them. Because we still got our carrots and our other stuff to cook. But that saves time that you don't have to peel those tomatoes. So I don't know, that could have been maybe 2 or 3 cans of tomatoes. Just pure tomatoes without any water. Because you know, they're going to cook in here, and what little bit of pieces of tomato that was there, it's going to end up being water anyway. It's going to be a liquid. At this point, I'm going to add my okra. A little okra straight over there. I'm going to add my carrots. And my handful of peas from the garden. And I thought I went and got another can of peas. What did I do with my peas? My peas, my peas, my peas. I don't want milk in there. I'll put my can of corn in there, is what I'm going to do. Y'all, you know me, I've decided the last minute to add something. If I had fresh corn out of the garden, I would put that in there, but I don't, so. And most of you would say drain the water off of your corn. I don't. If I'm making a pot, and that is cream corn. I really didn't want cream corn. I got hold of the wrong corn. Oh well, you know what? It ain't gonna hurt. It'll probably make it taste even better to put the cream corn in there. Add the sweetness of that corn. Oh, I bet it will be real good. I love cream corn. Now we gotta let this cook until those carrots are cooked. And those tomatoes are cooked down some. Well, y'all, it's time to check our carrots. See if we can find one of the bigger ones. I think by the time the potatoes are done, the carrots will be done, because it takes usually a pretty good while for carrots to cook. Go ahead and drain these potatoes, dump them in the pot. And y'all, my secret ingredient, beef bouillon. You know, we added a teaspoon of chicken bouillon earlier, but I'm gonna put a tablespoon of beef bouillon in there. Good tablespoon of it. Give that a stir. And now we're just going to let that cook until those potatoes are done. Get it to going at a simmer. And I'll bring you back when my potatoes are done. Well, y'all, I think our soup is ready. And it's about time because I'm starving. But I've got my broiler heating up because I've got a sub bun that I've split in half, and I've put butter and a little bit of garlic on it, garlic powder. I'm going to make me some garlic toast to go with my soup. I think it's going to be real good, y'all. It looks good anyway. Oh my goodness, it looks good. It's almost like a stew. It's not really a soup. Go ahead and turn that down. And I'm going to scoop me out some in my bowl. It's real thick. It's not loose like a real soup is. And that's the way I like it. I don't like it real soupy and watery. But I'll give you a close-up of it. If I can get this over here. See that? Don't that look good? Looks good to me. Here, I'll show you when I scoop it up a little. Look how thick and chunky that is. Don't that look good? Oh, it's going to taste so good, y'all. Let me get the camera back over here out of the way before I dump it in the floor. I'll end up with my camera in the floor if I'm not careful. Get it at an angle like this, maybe. You can still see me standing on my head. I'm trying to get to the broiler. But yeah, that soup looks good. I won't mind eating that at all this week. Not at all, because it's healthy and it's good, you know, it's good for you. It tastes good. It's awesome, I'll tell you. I cannot get the faucet to stop dripping. I've got to pay attention to my bread. I don't want to burn it. I'll go ahead and put my soup over here. Well, not my soup, it's my one pot meal, y'all. It's not really soup. It's more like a stew than a soup. It'll be there in a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let this cool down and find a container to put it in the refrigerator in. And I'll be eating it this week, I'll tell you. Oh, it looks so good, but it is scalding hot. It is scalding hot. Onions, carrots, foot-long beans, okra, everything out of the garden, basically. Oh. Almost. Whew. That's good, I think. I don't want to leave it in there till it's burnt. But don't that look good? Garlic bread or garlic toast. It's not going to let me get it any closer, but see that? Don't that look good? That's a hearty meal right there. Healthy meal. So good for you. And I definitely know what went into this. Whew. I definitely know what went into it, that's for sure. And I don't like this light on top of me like this, but I can't help it. But y'all take the first bite. It's smoking, it's so hot, y'all. It is smoking. Dear Lord, bless this food I'm about to eat. Bless all the YouTubers out there watching. Bless my family. Bless everybody that's that needs prayer, basically, and that's a lot of people out there. Amen. Mmm. Hot. It's hot, but it's so good. Y'all have some bread, some toast. Mmm. This has got to cool a little bit. Mm. Now remember, y'all, instead of whole kernel corn, I put cream corn. I thought I had a can of whole kernel corn, and I didn't realize it was cream corn until I opened it. But it's just as good, probably even better. I'll take another bite, another spoonful. Mmm. I could eat a vegetable soup like that every meal and would not be tired of it. Give you another close-up. Fix you a good old ground beef vegetable soup. I call it my hamburger soup. That's what I started calling it years ago when I first started making it. Was hamburger soup, but it's so good, y'all. Try it and you'll love it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye now.